Hello and welcome to February's episode of Scotland Shop on the Sofa. We've had a busy month here at Scotland Shop delving into all things Clan Rose and can't wait to share some of the stories we have found with you in this video. Hopefully you've already had the chance to check out our blog posts and our social media announcements relating to the clan. If you haven't, then pause this video now, go and have a look, but make sure to come back.
We really enjoy venturing into the archives to find out about the different clans and sharing their stories with you. But what we enjoy even more is when we get in touch with your own stories about what these clans mean to you and any extra information you have. As always, please let us know in the comments if you have anything about Clan Rose that you would like to share. Are you or your ancestors members of the clan? Did we get something wrong? We'd love for you to get in touch and hear from you, wherever in the world you might be.
We've already had lots of people commenting, haven't we? So thank you, big shout out to Eric Rose because you've been sharing all of her posts, so thank you for that. You don't need to have the surname Rose to claim an association with the clan though. Seps include Baron and Geddes, just to name a few. Although before we go on any further, it's important to point out that despite the similar sounding names, Clan Rose should not be confused with the ancient Celtic Clan Ross. We shared some stories of Clan Ross on our blog way back in February 2017, so if you want to find out more about them, you can check out our website. We're always keen to find out which clans you want us to delve into as our Clan of the Month, so let us know if you'd like us to revisit all things Ross in the future by filling in the form in the video description, and you can vote for any clan in that form, so let us know.
So now that all that confusion is out of the way, let's get back to Clan Rose. The line of Clan Rose originates back to the Norman family de Rose. The Rose family took their name from Rose near Caen in Normandy. Rose was a fief belonging to Odo, who was a brother of William the Conqueror. He was best known as the Bishop of Bayeux, who was commissioned by the famous tapestry that depicts the brothers' victory at the Battle of Hastings. The de Rose family came to the British Isles during the Norman conquest, first reaching England, where they settled in Wiltshire and Dorset, and then moving to Scotland in the 1100s. The earliest members of the family found in Scotland are recorded as living at Geddes, which is south of Nairn in the Highlands, in the time of the King Alexander II in the 1200s. This area remains the heartlands of the clan even today, although members of the Clan Rose have spread throughout the world.
Around 1290, Hugh de Rose married Elizabeth de Bizet. Elizabeth was a member of another Norman family that had moved to the area around the Moray Firth, and who were closely linked to the de Rose family. With the marriage, Hugo gained control of the land at Kilravock, which became the family home and the residence of the clan chief for the next 500 years, but we'll come back to that later. For reasons unknown, the name de Rose became Rose by the end of the 1200s.
The marriage between Hugh and Elizabeth wasn't the only beneficial marriage that the clan chiefs undertook. A series of successful alliances and marriages secured increased lands for Clan Rose, and also meant that they kept on friendly terms with many of their neighbours. In fact, the clan have a reputation for being peaceful, which, if you're familiar with your medieval Scottish history, you will know that is quite rare.
Really? Uber
Very rare.
You never hear this.
However, that is not to say that they weren't involved in any skirmishes. Over the course of the centuries, they have been in conflict with the Macintoshes and the Grahams. And in the War of the Three Kingdoms, Clan Rose took the side of the parliamentarians. Although eventually victorious, they met defeat several times along the way, including at the Battle of Loudon in 1645.
If we go back to marriages, in 1364, Hugh, 4th of Kilravock, married Janet Chisholm, who was the daughter of the Constable of Queensferry Castle. With this, Clan Rose gained extensive lands at Strathnairn. The marriage also led to Hugh making an addition to the clan coat of arms. The boar's head found on the Rose shield reflects the union with the Chisholm family.
However, it wasn't all plain sailing. A few decades later, the 7th Baron, who was helpfully also called Hugh, tried to marry his son, who, you guessed it, was also called Hugh, to marry Muriel Calder, and thus securing the control of Kilravock Castle for the Roses. However, before the marriage, she was carried off by the Campbells and married to a younger son of Argyll. Cawdor has remained in the Campbell stronghold ever since. For the Roses, it really is the one that got away.
What a shame. Oh well. Our knowledge of the earliest stages of the clan's history is a bit patchy as a result of a disaster that befell the clan a couple of hundred years after moving to Scotland. In 1390, the Rose family records and charters were destroyed when Elgin Cathedral, where they had been kept for safekeeping, was burnt to the ground by the notorious Alexander Stewart, Earl of Buchan, better known by the imposing nickname Wolf of Badenoch. Not sure if it's linked to the Wolf of Wall Street there. Could be. Maybe that
In the early days.
proves some inspiration for the modern times. All documents relating to the family's history were lost. However, from this time onwards, the records of the Roses are amongst the most complete in Scottish family history. I suppose you'd want to make sure that you kept it after
Everything,
that happening. Yeah.
Another notable fact about Clan Rose is that the chiefship has descended into an unbroken line all the way from Hugh, 1st of Kilravock, in 1250 to the present day. Impressively, 25 generations of these chiefs call the same place home, Kilravock Castle. As we mentioned earlier, the land which houses the castle came into the clan ownership in the 13th century. The current keep dates back to 1460, when the chief was granted a licence to build by the Lord of the Isles. Over the following centuries, further additions were made, including the addition of the manor house in 1553. It is said that the 10th clan chief, who, you guessed it, was also called Hugh, built the manor house to accommodate the household of 17 female dependents, sisters and daughters. You'd imagine that he himself hid away in the main castle for some peace and quiet.
With that many women in the house.
Yeah, that's a lot of
yeah.
women.
The last chief to live at Kilravock Castle was Elizabeth, the 25th chief. Elizabeth became the 25th chief on the death of her father, another Hugh, 24th Baron of Kilravock in 1946. Originally, she hadn't been set to inherit the title. Her elder brother, again another Hugh, was tragically killed at the age of 20 after leaving Cambridge University to fight in his father's regiment on the Egyptian front in World War II. But Elizabeth wasn't the first female leader of Clan Rose. Almost 200 years earlier, a pioneering Rose, also called Elizabeth, we like to stick to the same names here in this clan, had led the clan as the 19th chief. This first Elizabeth had to fight for her right to hold the position within the male-dominated society at the time. On the death of their father, the 17th chief, her brother Hugh became the 18th chief. However, he died less than 10 years later, leaving no heir. So Elizabeth began a 5-year-long contest for the rights to succeed her brother, eventually becoming the 19th Baroness of Kilravock in 1788 and gaining rights over most of the estates, including Castle Kilravock. She was quite an impressive lady. Educated with her brothers and entirely by men, she was an accomplished violin player and was skilled in reading and writing. She is possibly the best documented 18th century Scottish female reader. In her diary, she noted that she read 217 books in the years 1775 to 1780, which is really impressive considering that also during this time she got married, had 2 children and had to cope with the death of her husband.
That's a lot of books.
It is.
When Robert Burns visited her family in Kilravock Castle in 1787 during the tour of the Highlands, he described them in his diary. He called the 19th Baroness Old Mrs. Rose, stating that she had a sterling sense, warm heart, strong passion and honest pride in all uncommon degree, with Burns stating that her daughter was a little milder than her mother, perhaps owing it to her being younger. Make of that as what you will.
Exactly, he was a ladies' man. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to be recorded with a sterling sense, warm heart and strong passion.
Yeah, strong passions are very nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One interesting thing that we found during our research is that this tradition of strong female leaders is perhaps not surprising due to the clan's choice of plant badge. It's alleged that some parts of Scotland, rosemary is believed to only grow in areas where a woman is in charge, which is news to me. It's said that the mistress is the master where rosemary grows, the woman rules the house. This is apparently why some homes choose not to include rosemary in their garden, but perhaps we should start cultivating some here in the ScotlandShop office. So, after all, we're mainly female in this office, so
yeah, might get some for home too. The current chief is Elizabeth's nephew, David Baird Rose. He was recognised as a clan chief by the Lord Lion in June 2014 and is now the 26th Baron of Kilravock. However, David's path to the chiefdom is somewhat unorthodox. Born in England but raised in Australia, he worked as a farm manager, carpenter and builder before returning to the UK and settling in Scotland in 1978. As well as running a dairy and a cheese farm on the family's Kilravock estate, he trained as a master craftsman in finer woodworking and was also part of a special constable in the Highlands and Islands Constabulary. David is the first clan chief not to live at Kilravock Castle since 1460. In 1984, ownership of the castle and its immediate grounds were transferred to the Kilravock Christian Trust. Today the castle contains a family museum, which contains various artefacts including the punch bowl that is alleged to have been served to Bonnie Prince Charlie when he stayed at the castle in the lead up to the Battle of Loudon. You can't visit the castle as a member of the public, but it is possible to book bunkhouse accommodation or host small events here.
So get that added to your bucket list then if you're a Rose. As well as pioneering female chiefs, there are lots of notable people to be found in the history of Clan Rose, and it's said that a J.A. Rose was the real-life inspiration for the Scarlet Pimpernel and can be credited with trying to save Marie Antoinette from the guillotine in the aftermath of the French Revolution. Although we find it difficult to find out any more information about him, so if you have a better grasp of French history than us, can shed any insight into this mysterious character, then please let us know in the comments.
It'd be interesting to know.
Exactly, I know.
Yeah.
Good mystery, that.
Other famous Roses include sportsmen, actors and performers from all around the world. William Bruce Rose Jr. is better known as the musician Axl Rose, the lead singer of the band Guns N' Roses, whose debut album is the best-selling of all time in the USA. Justin Rose is an English golfer who won his first major in 2013 at the US Open, and the voice of Anika Ronnie Rose will be familiar to anybody who has watched the Disney's film Princess and the Frog. She voiced Tiana, Disney's first African-American princess, in the 2009 animated feature. You can check out our Tartan blog to meet many more faces of the clan and let us know if there's anyone that we've missed on our list.
It's always difficult to fit everyone in there. So we couldn't end this video without talking about our favourite topic here at ScotlandShop, tartans. So there are 3 tartans available with links to the Rose clan. So the first one is Rose Hunting Ancient, and then the second one I've got here is Rose Hunting Modern. So I really like this one. It's got traditional colours, but yeah, it's slightly different, quite pared back I would say compared to some, so very good choice. And then you've also got the Rose Red Modern, which is a different pattern, and again I really like it because for all that it's got a lot of red in it, it's not too busy actually. You know, it's quite
nice that
back
they're so
in
different
some
as well,
ways.
so you've got a nice choice.
Definitely. So yeah, you're definitely spoiled for choice when it comes to the Rose Clan tartans. And the tartan of the clan also has a link to the Royal Tank Regiment Pipes and Drums, who wear the Rose Modern Hunting tartan. And the tartan was bestowed on the band by the late Baroness in Chief Elizabeth Rose, who's a family friend of the commanding officer in 1972. Pipes and Drums consists of around 10 members made up of the pipers and drummers who have competed in all the major pipe band championships, as well as the tattoos including Basil Tattoo and the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo.
If learning about Clan Rose had made you want to find out more or connect with your own Rose roots, then you're in luck. There are several clan societies which allow those who are interested in the clan to get involved and discover and preserve their heritage. The main one is Clan Rose International. It is devoted to maintaining the spirit and passion of belonging to one of Scotland's oldest clans. Members support the clan sharing its history, heritage and values, as well as having the chance to gain insight and connections to other Roses or de Roses descents all over the world.
Yeah, and they're very active on Facebook. They've got a good Facebook group where they've been sharing lots of comments on all of our celebrations so far.
I'm
this
sure
month.
that they'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Exactly, yeah, that's a good point. Is obviously we do our best to delve into the history, but if you want more specifics, then the clan societies are often a really good source, because obviously
or clan events as well, they post quite regularly.
Yeah, definitely, because they'll be at lots of Highland Games, I'm sure, over the summer. Tonight, that's all we've got time for, but we hope you've enjoyed learning more about Clan Rose. So check out our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel, email newsletter and social media.